Today's video is going to be short and sweet, but there's a big update that is officially live in the Bittensor ecosystem that stabilizes the TAO subnets from what we saw a couple months ago when one of the subnet founders decided to leave his ecosystem. There is a preventative measure in place called conviction. I'm going to go over exactly what this is, why it's bullish for the Bittensor overarching token, but also for the subnets in general, and for investors to have more confidence investing in the projects underneath Bittensor's TAO. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. And as always, guys, be sure to drop down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more. Every single week here on In the Game, we have you covered Monday through Friday, every single day, with updates across the crypto markets to help you win in 2026. And of course, you can check out all of our sponsors down below in the description. But let's go ahead and dive right into the video, guys. We are seeing a little bit of a pump today. This is off the backs of the Clarity Act. So the Clarity Act has officially moved through the Senate Banking Committee. We believe crypto belongs in every American's wallet. And it starts with the lowest fees. I'm not endorsing Binance here, but this is just a Binance tweet. So the Senate Banking Committee officially has advanced the Clarity Act bill in a bipartisan vote. This is very good. It probably brings us to where a decision is made in the next couple of weeks. This act will progress crypto more than anything we've seen probably during Trump's entire tenure. So if we see this happen, it's actually huge, just moving forward for the industry and for just regulations and guidelines on, basically exactly what it says, providing clarity for both investors and projects, how to operate in America moving forward with crypto. So this is awesome. And we are seeing some good pumps today across the market. If we see Hyperliquid's up 13%, we see stuff like Immutable up 10%, a couple of altcoins here moving as well. Notably, Hyperliquid is on the move today. But we're going to talk about Bittensor TAO. TAO is up 4% today and 26% on the month. A very nice rebound after the big dip a couple of months back. And this is off the backs of a big update. So like I said, this video won't be long, but I think that this is a much needed update because this is now officially going live. And this TAO stats graphic actually puts it into the perfect frame. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So the new mechanism in place now to prevent subnet owners from leaving the ecosystem the same way we saw Templar's founder basically take the money and run from his ecosystem. So what is introduced now this month is a mechanism called conviction. So conviction is a new May 2026 feature that will allow locking alpha tokens to show conviction. So it says reduces rug pulls, and it's kind of just like what we saw from the Templar founder, and he left the ecosystem. But what's very important to note is a founder leaving the ecosystem doesn't really mean so much because the tech actually stays between the subnet. It's all about who the quote unquote owner is of the subnet. So we can see here, TLDR. Conviction grows from locked alpha. So what this does is 100% of the subnet owners' tokens are going to be locked. The emissions are going to be locked. Conviction is different from staking. You still stake and have APY, but there is no additional reward from conviction. So your unlock immediately drops your conviction. Alpha is not immediately available for selling. So subnet founders cannot openly just dump their tokens on the open market like we saw with Subnet 3 a couple of months back. Available alpha increases over time, 50% after 21 days. The lock staked can be transferred, and cold keys can only have conviction to one hotkey per subnet. So essentially, buying an alpha token shows support. But for the owners of the subnet, now they have to lock their alpha tokens to the subnet owner's hotkey. If you really believe in the mission of the subnet as the subnet owner, you are willing to lock your token to show the conviction. So this is a big deal. Subnet owners should have conviction in their subnets. To enforce a base conviction for owners, all emission to the subnet owner is automatically locked into conviction on the owner hotkey. So once again, this is huge because it's taking the liquid token aspect that we saw Subnet 3 take the money and run with. And it's actually eliminating that completely to where the subnet owner, if they really are bought into the project, they should have no problem locking up their tokens in the conviction. So I think that this is huge, and it just provides a security layer for those of us who are looking to invest in subnets. And look, subnets are absolutely crushing at this point in time. Like, we can go pull up TAO stats here, who, by the way, they did a great job on that graphic, just kind of overarching exactly what's going on with the subnets and the conviction that has just been added as of May. But look at these numbers. We have freaking subnets doing 600%, 500%, 300%. Literally, there's every 100% on this list. It's crazy. Resi, we've talked about multiple times, is up 52% this month. So pretty crazy what we are seeing. And also the TAO inflows. Every single one of these top 25 subnets by percentage gains have positive TAO inflows. So more TAO is coming into the subnets than is flowing out. This is a very bullish metric for price long term. And I do think this $300 level is still a great DCA point for the largest crypto AI token in the industry. We have numerous good updates going on across the ecosystem. A lot of noise around shoots right now. They are doing 299,000 USD per trillion tokens. So their revenue per token is only increasing. This is a very bullish update. Last week, we had the TAO token launch on Solana, and we see Mark Jeffrey from Stillcore Capital here showing that it has a little under $1 million in liquidity and is doing about $150,000 in volume per day. Still very early days. I agree. And I think the exposure on Solana will just continue to grow over the course of time. And then we're going to have a pretty big deal. You know, all these different tokens, we've seen AVAX summits, we've seen Cardano conferences, there's XRP in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, we had SUI live in Miami. Well, coming up at the Louvre in Paris, we have Proof of Talk. And there's going to be all these different panels regarding Bittensor. So Proof of Talk, this one here is subnets as an asset class, building the on-ramps for institutional capital. People from 𝗂𝗏, you know, Evan Malanga, the chief revenue officer of 𝗂𝗏, one of the biggest entities involved in Bittensor. We're going to see Mark Jeffrey out there, my friend Jesus Martinez, who's not actually, you know, a part of Bittensor's team, but he's just a creator like myself who's very bullish on the project. He'll be out there actually speaking at Proof of Talk and some of these big funds like Stillcore Capital as well. So you're going to have speakers from inside and outside Bittensor. You're going to have different investors attending, as well as just huge announcements over the course of the last year, including what we are seeing right now unfold with the new conviction. So if you are wanting to attend this, you can likely still get a ticket. Tickets are close to selling out. I will leave a link down below for anyone out there, maybe in Paris or, you know, that's interested in checking this out. Proof of Talk is on June 2nd and 3rd at the Louvre in Paris. And like I said, both previous events did sell out. So this is very bullish. We might get some big updates here from the top level down in the Bittensor TAO ecosystem. So a lot of good things going on here between conviction, between the volume starting to roll in on Solana, what's happening between these subnets, just doing legitimate revenue. Obviously, the revenue that the token holders, the alpha token holders, are getting from, you know, investing in these subnets, doing 600, 500% over the course of the monthly time frame. And then we have Proof of Talk. So I think it's a very bullish month ahead for the Bittensor TAO token. And what a better time, because the Clarity Act is potentially about to get officially passed over the next 30 days. So I think the market has a lot of good opportunities right now. And it feels good to have conviction, you know, no pun intended, in the right narratives and the right tokens right now. For me, that's privacy, that's AI, that's perp dexes, and of course, that is Bitcoin. So guys, like the video down below if you enjoyed the content. Quick update today, but I did want to go over that conviction layer because I do think it adds so much security to the subnet investors like myself and probably like many of you who consume the TAO content. So guys, like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more. I'll see you guys on Friday to close out the week. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.